The first round of the NFL draft is one of the biggest days in all of football, as many NFL fans are holding out hope for their team to finally flip the switch or continue to be great and win Super Bowls. But as we know, most teams aren't very good at drafting, or most draft picks don't always pan out for their teams. So today we're going to be grading every team's first round picks in the 2025 NFL draft.
With the 11th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Mykel Williams, defensive end, Georgia.
Now, this is a pick that I kind of liked, right? A lot of the tackles are gone here, so you went after another need, which is pass rusher. You brought Robert Saleh in, paid him to be one of the highest paid defensive coordinators in the NFL. He's great as a DC, and I think the 49ers are going to get back to having a good defense. Losing Dre Greenlaw this offseason is going to hurt them a lot, but I think Mykel Williams and Nick Bosa lining up opposite of each other is going to put fear into a lot of opposing offensive coordinators' minds. So I love this pick. I grade it a A- just because I don't think it was a home run pick, but I think it was a really good pick, and we can't be giving out A+ to every team.
With the 12th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker, guard, Alabama.
Okay, now we have what I think was one of the worst picks of the entire first round. As soon as it was made, I was like, yep, that's Jerry Jones for you. And the reason I say that, this is no shade to Tyler Booker at all. I think he's actually going to be a really good guard in the NFL. But guard is statistically one of the worst positions to draft highly in the NFL because guards are one of the most overpaid positions in the NFL. Guards don't contribute well to wins and losses because it's not a high impact position like something like a tackle, quarterback, receiver, running back, edge rusher, something like that. And while I think this was a good pick, I think it was a reach to try to fill the void of Zach Martin that was left with him retiring this offseason. And I think if you were going to make this pick, you should have tried your best to trade down to something like 16 or 17 because I feel like there were teams out there who would have been willing to make that trade with you. But you didn't do it. I don't understand it. But because I think he's still going to be a really good player, I give this a B-. Jaw fell to the floor when I saw him make the pick until I realized it was the Cowboys. Good player, bad spot to take that player in. On my board, he was like the 22nd best player. And being at guard, I didn't think he was going to be taken until like 23, 24. Now we know he probably would have been taken by the Seahawks, who ended up taking Grey Zabel, I believe. But I think the Cowboys just could have waited. If you were going to take a pick here, why not get a skill position player? Reach a little on Amari and Hampton, who I think would have benefited you a lot more.
With the 13th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan.
Now, this pick was one that I didn't really expect. You're trying to replace Christian Wilkins, who you lost 2 off seasons ago, I guess, because he went over to play with the Raiders. Really high impact player that you missed this last season. Caused you to lose some games because you couldn't stop the run. And you felt like you had to fill a need. All the offensive tackles are gone here, so I understand it. I would have liked Malachi Starks here. Maybe trade back and get Malachi Starks because you also lost Javon Holland. But the reason I don't love this pick is I don't believe that Kenneth Grant was that much better, if better at all, than Walter Nolen. I would have rather seen you go Walter Nolen if you went D-tackle here. I think Kenneth Grant benefited a little bit from playing alongside Mason Graham. He's not going to be playing alongside Mason Graham or that caliber of player with the Dolphins on that D-line. So I wonder how great he's going to be, but he's going to do a great job stopping the run. That's what he's really, really good at. So it fits that need. I just don't know if a run-stuffing D-tackle is worth the number 13 overall pick when you could have probably traded down and got him in the 20s. That's just me, though. Obviously, I keep referencing teams trading down, and it takes 2 to tango. Not a lot of teams wanted to trade up too much in this draft, but it's just hard to justify some of these picks, which is why I give it an overall grade of a B.
With the 14th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State.
This is a home run pick for me. It's one that I expected months before the draft. I had him being taken in almost every single one of my mock drafts. To the Colts, if a team before them did not take him, I knew they would. He fits what they want to do so much, right? He's a great tight end. He can do it all for you. He's going to help transform that offense, and he's really going to help you see, is Anthony Richardson our guy? Which I don't believe he is if you're a Colts fan, but he's going to give you the opportunity to see if he is or not. And if he's not, you're probably going to be drafting early again next year. And if you're drafting early again next year, you're going to get an opportunity to take another quarterback. But I just think this was an A+ pick. Tyler Warren, I think, is going to be good in the NFL. I don't know if he is Brock Bowers, George Kittle, but I think he's going to be on the upper echelon of tight ends, maybe right under those guys. So love the pick. Give it an A+. Great job drafting by the Colts.
With the 15th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Jalon Walker, defensive end, Georgia.
So I really love this pick. I think as a Falcons fan, you knew coming in the draft, we need pass rush help. You could not get to the quarterback at all last season, and it made your defense look awful, which was probably embarrassing to Raheem Morris, who's a defensive head coach. So I love that you go out and get a guy who can really play every position. It reminds me a lot of Micah Parsons coming into the draft, right? Could play linebacker, could play on the edge. We see Micah Parsons at edge now because he wanted that bag. But Jalon Walker is going to allow you to do a lot, get to the quarterback a lot, just a really good athlete who's going to make a huge difference for your team, going to help you become one of the better teams in the NFC, which we know is a little bit weaker in comparison to the AFC at this point in time. So, love the pick. I grade it as an A+. I think you needed pass rusher. I thought Jalon Walker would probably be gone by this point. I thought you were going to end up going Mike Green, who I have no idea why he fell so far in this draft. The Ravens really won this draft when you look at it. To me, them, maybe the Giants, a few other teams did really well, but this for me is an A+ pick. It was a position of need. You went after it. You got it. Great job drafting by the Falcons there, because they didn't do such a great job later on in the draft, as we'll see in a minute.
With the 16th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Walter Nolen, defensive tackle, Mississippi.
Now, this is a pick that I really loved. I don't think a lot of people expected it because they thought they were going to go O-line. I personally believe they might have went Grey Zabel here, but I think that was too early to go for him. So I love that they get probably the best player on the board at this point, if not one of the best players on the board. You get someone who's going to come in that front seven and be a disruptor. I know a lot of you guys know I go to Ole Miss. I got to watch him play almost every single snap he took, and this guy is going to be good in the NFL. I can promise you that. He cares about and loves the game of football. I really think the Cardinals made a great pick here with Walter Nolen. Surprised a lot of their fans, but I think they're going to be happy with it for years to come. I have this as an A- pick here, just because I think it's still a D tackle, so it's still not an incredibly franchise-altering pick, but really great pick for me.
17th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Shemar Stewart, defensive end, Texas A&M.
This is a pick for me that I don't really know how to feel about. In the moment, I immediately said, dang, I wish they would have went Malachi Starks or Jahdae Barron or someone like that, just because I think they would have been more impactful for your team. The reason I say that is Shemar Stewart did not have any production at Texas A&M. He put up a grand total of 4.5 sacks his entire time there. Had an incredible combine showing he's an incredible athlete, but we've seen a lot at the NFL level. A lot of these teams reach on these guys who have incredible combines, but not a lot of production, and it tends to not work out. I would have rather you gone after someone who had great college production and also has those intangibles to also still be successful at the NFL. I think Shemar Stewart wouldn't have been taken until early second round if you didn't take him here, so I think it's a reach. Therefore, I'm going to give it a C+. Don't love the pick here. Let me know down below if you're a Bengals fan how you feel. Would you have rather saw Malachi Starks? Would you have rather saw some O-line help maybe rather than Shemar Stewart? Just let me know.
With the 18th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Grey Zabel, guard, North Dakota State.
Now, I think this was a great pick. I don't know if he was worth the 18th overall pick, but with all the linemen pretty much being gone at this point, I still like it. Grey Zabel is a guy who's from a smaller school, came in the Senior Bowl and still dominated, showing that he was worth a first-round pick. He can play all 5 positions on the O-line, which is something that the Seahawks can benefit from a lot. Their tackles have not been able to stay healthy, their guards have been awful, and their center play has been okay. Therefore, he's really a plug-and-play guy, right? You're probably going to start the season with him at guard, but if one of your tackles gets hurt because they're a more important position, you're going to move him out to tackle, a lot like the Chiefs did with Joe Thuney this year. I think this was a really good pick by them here at 18. It's what you needed the most. And then to later go in and get some weapons for Sam Darnold, get Jalen Milroe. I didn't love their draft, but I liked it. Therefore, I'm going to give this a B as a pick. Really like this draft by the Seahawks, though.
With the 19th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, Ohio State.
This pick confused me. I did not expect them to make it. I did not have him being mocked to the Buccaneers once because the Buccaneers re-signed Chris Godwin. You have Chris Godwin, who's a great receiver. You have Jalen McMillan, who's a great slot receiver. You have Mike Evans, who's a Hall of Fame wide receiver, all on your roster. Now, getting Emeka Egbuka tells me that either Mike Evans is close to being done in the next 2 to 3 seasons. 2, you know that one of those 3 guys is going to get injured, which time has shown us that that's probably going to happen between Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, so you don't want your offense to take a huge dip. 3, you're probably going to play a lot of 5 wide or just have one running back on the field, no tight ends, even though you have Cade Otton, because Bucky Irving's a great offensive guy, but it's really telling me like you're just trying to score as many points as possible, shove the ball down other teams' throats, and I like it as a pick. I think Emeka Egbuka is a pro's pro, worth this pick here, but I think it would have made more sense to go to a team that didn't already have 3 really good wide receivers. So, confused me a little. Definitely did not mock this pick here, so let me know down below what you think about it.
With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron, DB, Texas.
This is an A+ pick for me. You have PS2, who is the best cornerback in the entire NFL. You have Jalen McMillan, who's a really good slot right now, but Riley Moss struggled down the stretch at that outside cornerback spot, and Jahdae Barron can both play the slot and the outside position, but I think he's an even better slot guy. What this pretty much says is you have pretty much just made the best secondary in the entire NFL. You signed Talanoa Ufanga from the 49ers, which shores up that safety spot that you needed help at. You've got PS2, you've got Jahdae Barron, you've got Riley Moss, you've got Jalen McMillan. Now you're really just at the point where it's like it's time to eat. Like, they are not going to get embarrassed like they did in that Cincinnati Bengals game late last season when T. Higgins just destroyed Riley Moss down the stretch. You got Jahdae Barron to come in and shut down opposing teams and really just beat them up. You got your rookie quarterback, and now you're getting him an even better defense, which we know translates to wins with young quarterbacks. So, love this pick. It's an A+ for me. I think he was better than the number 20 overall pick. I think he was a top 15 player in this class, so it's great value, position of need. I just love this pick for them.
With the 21st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derrick Harmon, defensive tackle, Oregon.
Now, I like this pick, but I don't love this pick. It's really good that you got Will Howard in the 6th round, and I know the NFL was kind of shoving it to Shedeur Sanders and pretty much saying, you're not going to come in here and be this cocky and just expect us to draft you or feel like we have to draft you because we don't need you. But to me, Shedeur Sanders here, Jackson Dart here probably made more sense than Derrick Harmon, but Derrick Harmon was definitely in a position of need. Derrick Harmon is a guy who can come in and play that 5 technique on the D-line, help stop the run. We saw down the stretch last season, especially in that playoff game against the Ravens, that they could not stop the run at all, and it was because Cam Hayward's getting older, and even though he had one of the best seasons of his career, he has to sub in and out constantly, and you need a guy who can come in there, play the 5 technique, allow your D-line to really eat and play the positions they're good at rather than forcing them to play that 5 technique role when they're not big enough to do it or they're too old to consistently play it. So I really like this pick, but I do think it was a reach at the 21 spot. I think there were a lot of D tackles in this draft who could have played that position later on, and you could have gotten a guy at a bigger position of need, but that's just me. Who knows? Let me know down below if you're a Steelers fan what you think. I overall grade this pick a B because it's a position of need. It's going to help you be better next season, but it's just hard for me to believe that Will Howard and Mason Rudolph are going to come in and lead you to a Super Bowl anytime soon. So, are you in the Arch Manning sweepstakes? We'll see, I guess. Seems like Mike Tomlin's always going to find a way to be close to 500, so you're probably not. So, who knows? Pittsburgh Steelers fans are probably going to still be in mediocrity next season. I don't know how they feel about that. So, let me know down below what you think if you're a Steelers fan.